with me because it's all I've known for the 20 years that I've really been engaged in this, is that no matter what you do, they seem to come out, if not smelling like a rose, they come out with far more power and control than they should have, based on the reality, based on the lies, based on what they're doing. I mean, what has Donald Trump done for a single MAGA? Just more and more and more money to the tiny little 1/10 or 100th of 1%. It just doesn't make it. None of this makes any sense. I mean, knocking out regulations that make it harder for you can't sue for injuries on the job. My brain won't calculate it all, because there's so much up there that has been done for outright bad, against the interests of not just the public in general, but his own constituents.
So let me just ask, because you kind of touched on this. Let me ask, I guess, either two questions or one compound question. Is that the Republicans, Giuliani, they had all this negativity about this lack of transparency in these voter machines, but it was only directed at Dominion and never ES&S. And the second half is, how is it different in the rest of the world? Because UK has a very similar right-leaning government that seems to come out ahead no matter what, how many mistakes they make. But you mentioned that the rest of the world counts by paper ballots. Does England also have electronic voting versus paper ballots? And then I guess, again, kind of like, why is it that Dominion gets the hate and ES&S is unmentioned?
Yeah, all right, let me take the second part first. It would be a great service if some, bureaucratic backwater of the UN actually devoted itself to a detailed, ongoing, rolling, because these things are dynamic and they change, report and analysis of the voting systems of various countries. That should be centralized, just like they look at the water purification systems of various countries or whatever. We should be looking at the voting systems. It's not as simple as the rest of the world votes by paper ballots. What it has really stood out to me is the countries that hand count the ballots. And the Netherlands and Norway joined that club. They got rid of their computers, as did Ireland. So you got the Netherlands, you got Norway, you've got Ireland, you have Germany, you have, to a large extent, Canada, you have New Zealand, you have Australia is a mixed bag. But these are countries that, if you look at them, they've hand counted these races in this era in which the prevailing sort of global trend has been right-wing populism. And every one of these nations has proven resistant to right-wing populism.